Week 6 is here, and we're not talking about Brett Favre or Randy Moss. They're old news. We're talking about guys you need to replace for Week 6. There are a bunch of chump teams on buys this week, and I've got some good news for you on players to replace them with.
Mean Johnny Greene, he's really mean. Mean Johnny Greene, did we mention that he's mean? Yeah.
I told you not to pick that dude, but his team, well, they suck. His arm's more suited for flipping burgers. You picked a Browns player? You're an idiot. All right, fantasy goers, you'll need to replace Arizona, Buffalo, Carolina, and Cincinnati. That shouldn't be too hard. These teams are pathetic. They are 5-15 on the year. You've got to do better than that. All right, I got two quarterbacks that I like, and they can put up Carson Palmer-like numbers. I like Alex Smith at home versus Oakland. He seemed to find a little bit of a rhythm this last week, and plus, he's playing for his job at this point. That'll motivate anybody. I also like Ben Roethlisberger at home versus Cleveland. Hey, he's coming off some suspensions, but he's playing against Cleveland, and that's a great way to start the year. Let's jump right into running backs. I like Ryan Terrain at home versus Indy. Indy's run defense leaks like a sieve, and plus, Terrain has no competition for carries. That should be money, baby. I also like Danny Woodhead versus Baltimore. Yeah, I'm recommending a running back against Baltimore, and that might be a little crazy, but we'll just call it a homer pick. Woodhead's gonna kill him in the passing game. At the wide receiver position, let's take a look at the Monday night matchup, Tennessee at Jacksonville. I like two wide receivers in this game. I like Mike Sims-Walker for Jacksonville. He's been a little quiet this year, but I expect a breakout in this game as he scored twice against Tennessee last year. I also like Kenny Britt, who scored in 3 consecutive games, and he'll make it 4 this week. At the tight end position, I like Heath Miller at home versus Cleveland. So far this year, Heath Miller's been 2 thumbs down, but with Big Ben returning in the make-believe world of fantasy football, he'll return to prominence again this week.
Okay, terrific.
The boys of Buffalo are on a bye this week, and that's really forced me to do my homework when it comes to picking a defense. If you don't start Chicago at home versus Seattle, you're an idiot. New addition Marshawn Lynch will be the focus of Chicago's efforts, and they'll force Matt Hasselbeck to beat them. Fat chance that happens. I also like San Diego on the road against St. Louis. St. Louis just got taken to the woodshed by Detroit, and it'll be more of the same this week from the boys in powder blue. If you don't have them, try to acquire them. All right, let's get into Week 6 sit-ems. If you're thinking about starting Tom Brady versus Baltimore, I say, with no Randy Moss, I'm concerned that defenses will just set on those underneath routes. I'd look elsewhere if I were you. Peyton Hillis gets a big thumbs down at Pittsburgh. There's no shame in being shut down by Pittsburgh, as plenty of running backs have this year. But with him being listed as questionable already, we don't even know if he's going to play. At wide receiver, Marcus Colston travels to Tampa Bay. Where in the world has this guy been all season? Someone get this man a roadmap to the end zone. They're playing musical chairs at the quarterback position in Oakland. And usually, that doesn't bode well for receiving options. So when it comes to tight end Zach Miller at San Francisco, no thank you. On defense, Philadelphia versus Atlanta. Atlanta is better on offense than you may think. They'll put some points on the board. Philadelphia is generally considered a pretty solid fantasy option on defense, but not this week. All right, well, that's it for Week 6. We're out like a fat kid in a dodgeball game. If you have any questions or comments, you can hit me up at meanjohnnygreen@gmail.com. Otherwise, check out my Week 6 rankings at 963jackfm.com. I'm Mean Johnny Greene, urging you to live the fantasy.